Mayfield and Beloved presents Camp Here and There, Episode 7, The World of Goo.
Rise and shine, Kaparooskies. I must apologize. I'm feeling a bit less than the weather today, as they say. It's all that damned goo. Oh yeah, if you didn't notice, there's this there's this big gelatinous thing in the center of camp, and it's just sitting in the rock circle where the bonfire should be. I guess it fell out of the sky and onto the bonfire or something. Anyway, yeah, there's a big pile of goo, and I'm actually allergic to goo, so I'm not at my peak. Plus, my brain feels so foggy without the bonfire smoke to illustrate, sacred truths within its soupy coils, so I'm not firing on very many cylinders today. Anyway, until one of the wonderful counselors here at Camp Here There decides to get off their ass and clean this muck up, let's not dwell on the sticky and the icky, huh, campers? The time is, do I have to check one of the clocks? Usually the time sort of just comes to me, I guess. Campers, this is sort of embarrassing, but I never learned how to read analog clocks, so I don't know what time it is. Well, it's 8-something probably. Yes, the dawn of the new 25-hour age. What terrifying cosmic secrets will you unlock today, children? Well, here's a secret I'll let you in on for freezies. For today's breakfast, Matthew has prepared hash oranges, hash greens, hash reds, and hash... Oh gosh. Sorry. Goo. One moment, please. Ugh, this stuff. Okay, I'm fine. Whew. Moving on. We've got some real storybook romps lined up for you on this morning's activity list. Juniper is inviting all you kids to a classic English children's game that he used to play in his hometown of Legsworth. It's called Cornhole 2, and boy is it sticky. Our trusty lifeguards, Juno and Mila, are opening the central lake to any lost souls wanting some time in the viscous waters of Lake Eerily Gelatinous. Salem, supervising the archery field, and both Sword and Fennel have teamed up to bring you a theoretical workshop on the strange magic of the soul and mind. Wow. What a jam-packed day. I sure do love, Mondays. It's Monday, right? Usually I just know. Jedediah?
Sunday, babe.
Sunday, yeah. That is assured great too. No thanks. Man. Really hope the bonfire does come back. Alright. In a while, alligators, I've got a blast. I've got a camper here by the name of Cindy Silicone whose lake lesions are just begging to be put on ice. Have yourselves a hearty breakfast. I don't have many memories left over from when I was a child, campers. I remember going to this summer camp. I remember little Jedediah awkwardly flirting with me on the playground, all tiny and nerdy and losery and lame. I remember my favorite books and video games. My home life is something of a blur, for whatever reason. But I do remember one thing that happened to me at home. Like it was yesterday, in fact. I was 6 years old. I'd just gotten home from school and my mom wasn't back yet, so I figured I'd sneak in some TV time. Boy, was that a mistake. I clicked that nasty little box on and came face to face with the most horrible image. It was this colossal, sweaty sack of meaty slop. A blob, if you will, which oozed its way through a peaceful grayscale cityscape, devouring everything in its wake. Oh, it was terrible. Scared me senseless. I was thrown into such an awful sneezing fit, I could hardly hold the remote steady enough to turn the terrible contraption off. And ever since then, campers, I've not just been allergic to goo, but deeply, deeply perturbed by it. All that said, I assure you, my little trash raccoons, that my concern over the goo pile, which has smothered the Oracle bonfire, does not stem from a simple childhood phobia, nor does it stem from the admittedly disconcerting absence of my smoke field divination ability. I'm extremely concerned about the viscous invader at the center of camp because it seems to me that, slowly, incrementally, over the course of today, the goo has been growing. Oh, none of you believed me at first. This morning, while you kids were chatting over breakfast, I know I watched that sickening gack begin to wobble, shudder, and expand ever so slightly. Now it's grown out far enough to have swallowed the wide circle of stones which once so proudly sat around the bonfire, and tall enough to threaten the flag atop the flagpole. Even the trees have begun to react, leaning back and away from our ungrateful gelatinous guest, looking like an array of dominoes falling in slow motion, and the goo has steeped across the top of the water, threatening the ill-defined territory of the unknowable object at the center of the lake, so none of you can ignore it anymore. I have no idea what it's feeding on to fuel its expansion. The embers from the suffocating bonfire, perhaps? The dirt on the ground? Or something metaphysical? Either way, this fantastical sack of opalescent ooze smells like doom to me. I'm wholly confident that if we allow it to continue growing unchecked, we will all be consumed. A fate so ripe and mucilaginous that I would not wish it on anyone, not even Counselor Joshua. Of course, your kind and hardworking camp director Lucille has done her part to try and mitigate the gluttonous disaster in waiting. She summoned a few of her friends of the oak. You know, those handsome wooden mannequins she had chanced to do her bidding. Yes, she does love her puppets. Anyway, she had those guys try using a vacuum, but it totally backfired. The vacuum actually ended up sucking themselves into the goo, taking the oak friends along for the ride. So, obviously, Lucille is hopping mad because her favorite wooden guys got absorbed, and I'm not sure she'll be willing to risk any more resources on this problem. It might be up to your heroic camp counselors to get this goo out of our hair, and I'd encourage them to hop to this as quickly as possible. Anyway, Goo! Children, I cannot tell you how much I hate goo. Lava lamps, the movie Flubber, the fluids that come out of your body when you're sad or injured, all of it repulses me. And I am sick to bastard death of not being able to breathe out of my nose and having to look at clocks to figure out what time it is. Do they have to have so many hands? I still haven't figured out which one is meant to measure millennia. Anyway. It's 12:87 now, I think. And boy, today really took its sweet time getting from breakfast to lunch, huh? As if Father Time himself is wading through a thick pool of gelatin. I don't envy the bastard. Today's lunch is a mixture of boiled crawfish, boiled shrimp, and toiled lobster. As any good chef knows, toiled lobster tastes best when it's been subjected to considerable emotional labor in the form of a job in telecommunications, or some equally humiliating field. You really gotta work 'em to the bone, or shell. Man, I'm funny. Vegans get bird feed. Oh, 1 second, kids. I'm being handed a message. Oh dear. Breaking news, my dears. The goo has become autonomous. It's rolling around, slopping and sloshing like an overactive latrine, and it's heading towards Cabin Ladybug. Oh dear. Kids, do not leave the mess hall. Counselors, make your way to my office as quickly as you possibly can, and try not to alert the goo somehow. And kids, I'd advise you not to touch your food until this thing has been dealt with. There's a chance that some of its nasty particles have contaminated Matthew's cooking, in which case you'll probably undergo a painful transfiguration into some kind of blob person. All right, kids, see you soon. I hope. Campers. Campers! I apologize for interrupting your lunch a mere few minutes after my last announcement, but I've got urgent news and an even more urgent request. When I called your counselors to my office, our first order of business was a good old-fashioned brainstorming sesh in which we all talked over how to deal with this syrupy behemoth. Now, Camp Here and There prides itself on fostering a sense of unity, family, and above all, love between all the members of its staff, so as you can imagine, we treated one another with the utmost respect and care through this discussion. Every suggestion was duly considered before it was gently shot down, heartfelt compliments were offered and returned, we even held hands. And as we convened, the goo, seemingly bent on swallowing Cabin Ladybug, seemed to be growing at an exponential rate. It was at this point that a certain counselor, I won't name names, but it was Joshua, made a suggestion which the rest of us took to be stupid. Me, Jedediah, and Yvonne all told him, lovingly and politely, to shut up. And in that moment, I noticed something fascinating. The goo, which had to this point grown so colossal that the shape of the Cabin Ladybug had been entirely obscured by its lustrous heft, shivered, convulsed, and shrank. In this moment, it all became clear to me. The fierce camaraderie shared between the campers of each cabin, the committed, heartfelt love between members of the camp staff, and the protective, parental compassion that the counselors show for you kids. Our camp environment is a tender one. And that is exactly why the goo has prospered. The gruesome growth of this glistening glop is fueled by love. And similarly, rudeness and antagonism serves to poison it. And tell me, my little arthropods, who on this earth is better at being antagonistic than teenagers? Oh, if I were as skilled at insult and injury today as I was when I was your age, I'd rule the world. Campers, we need you. Go now from your lunchroom tables to the center of camp. Levy your harshest, most blistering insults unto the goo. Unleash every ounce of your pent-up adolescent rage upon it. Pretend it's your parents, your teachers, the government, us. I'm quite certain that within one of those categories is someone who deserves it. But be sure to use only your words. We aren't sure you'd survive if the goo slurped you up, so keep your hands and feet away from it. Now hurry, rush outside and do your worst. We'll be cheering you on. Or not. We probably shouldn't cheer you on, but we'll be very proud in our hearts. All's gel that ends gel, huh?
He spent an hour and a half coming up with that one.
Get away from the microphone, you prick. Oh, campers, dinner has arrived and the timing could not be better. If you've heard the word, rest assured that's true. The goo is gone. I must say, you kids were quite the sight. The way you all stood single file facing the goo like a redcoat battalion and launched your verbal assault. The way it trembled and cowered as you collectively read it for filth. Some among your ranks began directing your insults at the counselors, and I've received requests to admonish you for that, but insults hurt the goo no matter where they're directed, right? Ends and means, I say. What matters is that, in the face of all the choking hatred, the goo shrunk to nothing and became merely a memory. I'm still experiencing some residual effects of the Goo's presence, but I'm sure I'll be fine by tomorrow. In the meantime, though, I'll stay indoors for today. If you need me, you all know where to find me. Here in my office like a moth in his cocoon. Tonight's dinner is... well, would you look at that? Pudding! With some molten lava cake for dessert. Now, Matthew has informed me that he has indeed learned his lesson and that no real lava will be anywhere in the vicinity this fine evening. Don't we just love when men learn from their mistakes and improve? My Matthew is just stellar. There are no official campwide activities for this evening. Just run around and play to your heart's content. The campgrounds are your oyster. Also, Soren, counselor of Cabin Ladybug, wanted me to announce that he's on the hunt for some really long stones. So should you come across a really long stone in the forest or at camp, please report its precise coordinates to Soren immediately. And that about does it for today. Have a wonderful, immaculately gooless night, my little dart frogs. May slime never consume you. Now the ghost recorder gets to hear you verbally harassing me, rethinking your behavior.
Sydney, I'm not making fun of you. I just don't understand why you put a mushroom in your hair.
Mushrooms clean the earth. I am the earth. Natural shampoo. Also, I try to be nice to them so that they're nice to me when I'm dead.
Uh-huh.
And it's cute, right? You think it's cute?
It's bold, fresh, metaphorically. It is visibly not literally fresh.
You could learn a thing or two from me, you know, about style.
I'm okay.
With your stupid little glasses and your stupid little khakis and your stupid little dress shoes.
They're penny loafers.
I'm gonna put puffy stickers on your lab coat.
And that is why I keep my office locked. Okay, I'm off to bed. Will you be sleeping soon?
Oh yeah, I won't stay up too late tonight.
All right, well, I'll see you in the room. Good night, Sydney.
Good night. Today was nice. I turned this on at 25:25, so it's probably 25:27 or 28. I don't really know what to talk about right now, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe I can quiet my mind down for a minute. Quiet. Quiet. You know, there's a centipede in my study. I don't know where it came from or exactly how long it's been lingering, but for the past few days I've been seeing it, scurrying around now and then. I didn't know we had this species of centipede around here, or that this size of centipede exists. So I'm a bit perplexed. But of course it's a welcome guest, I mean. Huh? Jedediah?
No, sorry, I let myself in.
Oh, Rowan. Hey, come on in. What can I do for you?
Hi, I know it's late. Sorry about that.
No, don't worry. Something wrong?
Okay, I'm just here to see if you could give me any more of that, anti-dark visions medication?
I mean, yes, but you're gonna build up a tolerance to this stuff if you keep asking me for it, dear. I'm thinking you should limit your intake.
I know, but listen. I don't think I'm going to fall asleep tonight without it, and the kids don't like it when I cover the windows, and
What's the problem with the windows?
The sky. I don't like when it can see me.
I see.
I don't think it likes what it sees.
Right. Okay.
I need the medication.
Well, it's mild and over the counter, so it can't really hurt you. Just try to only take these as needed, alright? You'll be even worse off if they stop working.
Sure. Thank you. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. People have been pretty friendly today. It's nice to hear you talking, too. How about you?
Well, I like working with the older kids. My cabin's been easy on me so far, all things considered. Which is good because I'm pretty distracted this summer. And it's always harder with just one person. I appreciate this, Sydney. I'm gonna get going, okay? Thank you.
Okay, yeah, sure. Let me know if you need anything else, alright?
Alright. Goodbye.
Rowan's a nice guy, isn't he? Well, alright, Ghost Recorder. You've had your fill of interesting events. I'll be back tomorrow night with who knows what else. And, I hope you sleep well. Today's episode was written by Blue Mayfield and Nicholas Belove. The part of Sydney Sargent was played by Blue Mayfield. The part of Jedediah Martin was played by Nicholas Belove. The part of Rowan Chow was played by Corey Wilder. Special thanks to our patrons: Casper, Alex Widgers, Bottled Water, B, and Ava Lazin. Camp Here and There is the sole intellectual property of its production company, Mayfield and Belove. All music composed by Will Wood, and produced by Jonathan Maisto. Sound editing by Cut by Frank and Beetle Sprite. For behind-the-scenes material, exclusive canonical content, interactive events, and early episode access, consider signing up for our Patreon at patreon.com/MayfieldandBelove. Our Discord server is a great place to meet like-minded fellows and discuss today's episode. Find the link at mayfieldandbelove.com. Lastly, if you'd like to support us, the best thing you can do is to spread the word about the show. Thank you for listening to Camp Here and There, and remember, please don't anger it.